Hey, YouTube, it's Jaden. Making a little video before I go off to class. Um, and I've always had this thought in my mind, but I never thought to make a video on it. Also I think I've said this multiple times, but I have like a notes page of like, not thousands, but it's probably in like the hundreds range, right? Of like, y'all can't see it, but I have like literally hundreds. Each line is like a video. Each line, a video idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I probably have like literally 100, well, maybe like 100 videos that I haven't made yet. But this was like one of the older videos, like one of the ones that I could have made sophomore year, early sophomore year. But I was thinking about it, and it definitely, the reason why I'm making it now is because it kind of hit me again, specifically because of the instance that happened today. I was taking a test. I just got back from class, right? I'm taking general cytology, or cell biology rather. It's not really cytology anymore. And cell biology, I said, right? And so, we were taking a test, or a little quiz. And so I sit in the back because, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the few students that get A's in his class. So I don't like when people look at my tests, because I'm also that guy too, and I'll die on that hill. I'm that guy that I won't do this on my test, but I'll do like this on my test, and then I'll like obnoxiously like do this, all around the test, so that you won't like look at my answers, and I'll die on that hill, like I said, and so I was and again, I like sitting in the back so that I don't really have to do that, but obviously, so that people, because if you're looking back, you're trying to see my answers, then it's clear that you're trying to look at my answers. So I'm sitting in the back, right? I'm doing my quiz, and I finish or whatever. I finish my quiz. I hand it to him, and so there's still about like 10 other students that haven't finished their quiz. So I'm looking. I'm on my phone or whatever, and I'm looking, right? And so there's a couple students that got in pretty late, and for some reason he lets them do the quiz. I don't know. I feel like he has a bias towards women, which I don't know. I don't really care that much. I'm just trying to get the A and bounce. Like, I don't really care. But he has a bias towards women. And so he'll let them do a quiz, even though they got there like 15 minutes late. And so, and this is why I say it, because he's already, like, most of the students actually, so I said 10 minutes, or excuse me, I said, there was like 10 students that still needed to, hand in their tests, but there was this girl that came in like 15 minutes late, right? So when she came in 15 minutes late, almost everybody was done, except for her, obviously, because she came in like late. So when she came in late, he was already like starting like the lecture, because the quiz was so simple that we had time to go over a lecture. So she came in late, and then he let her do the quiz or whatever. So she's doing the quiz while we're like doing the lecture. So everybody has their laptop out, and it's like he forgets that she's doing the quiz. So she has her laptop out too. And you could put two and two together. If she has her quiz out and her laptop out, she could look up the answers and do the quiz at the same time, right? So I don't really care about who's cheating or whatever. Like, that's on you. If you get caught, you get caught. You know the repercussions, right? Same thing with me. Like, I'm the type to be like, because I'm not gonna lie, like, I've cheated before. I'm not the type to always cheat. That's not me, because I was raised up by my mother, and my mother, I'm pretty sure my father would. Yeah, my father is definitely the same way. But yeah, my parents are my parents are the type to be like, if you're gonna learn, you're gonna actually like learn it. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna learn something not just to memorize it, but to actually understand what you're learning. So the way I learn is like, I'm gonna keep doing it until I don't need to look at the book anymore, you know. And it's a little tedious, but that's why my GPA is a little high. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type to always brag, but let me get it off this video. So your boy does have a 3.9 too. So but I have cheated before in the past. Not too much. Don't cheated before in the past, like in middle school or whatever. And I've gotten caught, to which I should have got caught, right? And that's the thing, like, that's why it's like, if you cheat, you should know the repercussions. And, earlier this semester, I decided to get a cat. And, in the housing letters or whatever, you have to read about housing, you can't have pets. But I knew this, so it's like, I knew that if you have a pet and they catch you, you might get fined. Like, I'm the type to understand the repercussions. So if I get caught, I'm not going to get sad about it, right? And they caught me. So it's like, I could have got fined, but I also know how to talk to people. So I was able to talk my way out of it. So that's besides the point. Either way. But dang, I get really sad every time I see cat videos on Instagram. I'm so mad that my oldest sister got a cat, because now she got me into cats, and now I want a cat whenever I graduate. I'm so mad at her. I'm really mad at her. But either way, so so I was sitting next to, because the class was full, so I'm sitting next to this other girl, right, while I'm on my phone, while everybody's taking lecture notes, and I hear her while because we're both looking at the girl that's like cheating while taking the test, and she's going, and it's so interesting because there's two different ways that white people and black people judge. You know what I mean? It's so interesting, and I can tell because I went to school at a PWI, and I'm going to school. I mean, I went to school in a PWI, and I went to school in a mixed location, but I'm also in an HBCU as well, right? And so with white people, they'll be completely, heads on with it, right? They'll be like, teacher, X, Y, and Z, she's sheeting on the test, she'll they'll straight up snitch, like I got snitched on. That's what I'm saying. Like in 6th grade, I remember, because I wasn't good at geography, and I'm still not good at geography, and I tried cheating because I sat next to this girl who actually was my crush, and she was fantastic at geography. I sat next to her, and I was looking at her, and there was this guy behind me, and he snitched on me. He was like, "Hey, teach, Jaden Reddick, he's snitching, or he's cheating," and then the teacher, he kicked me out the class, and then I ended up, he was able to grade the questions that I answered, but then everything else, I only answered like 5 or whatever, so I didn't do so well on that test, and then I was never able to sit next to her, which really ruined my chances with ever, trying to, I did end up getting her number though, so that was pretty cool. That's besides the point. But white people will be really heads on about judging, but like black people will sit in the back and we'll do the It's so interesting that there's those two clear differences, and I think that's it doesn't say a lot, but it shows like a spectrum of judging, And you know how they say like there's a spectrum in like certain disorders, right? Like with autism, there's a spectrum, which I just found out recently. I thought you either have autism or you don't, but there's actually a spectrum. I know that there's another spectrum for, I think, Down syndrome, I believe, and then a couple other syndromes or disorders. But like there's certain, like I said, disorders or syndromes or maybe disabilities where it's a spectrum. But I believe there's also a spectrum for like judging. Like certain people, like I said, will straight up snitch, will straight up like judge you to your face, and then there's also people that'll do it behind your back, and none of it's good because as humans we shouldn't judge, but we're also humans, right? And like humans, we're born in sin, like what, it's like we're bound to. It's not like we're bound to do it, but it's like we will, and it's still not good. It's not good, but it'll happen, and it sucks, you know. And I do it, you know, like I judge, right? Like I was just watching, I was watching. It's not Maury, but I was watching this other. You know, it's so interesting that there's shows like Maury where like you'll have these couples like literally, you know, they will put their pride to the side to get some quick cash and to be judged by some random white dude about who's the father or who's the mother of their child or something like that, you know. But I was watching this or like a Judge Judy or something like that. But I was watching something, I guess it was more similar to like a Judge Judy. It was called Paternity Court, and it's with this black woman. And so, you know, it was, you know, like a regular case of like who's the father or whatever. And I was watching it, and you know, I did one of those, like, and it was like I did it, but it was like because in hindsight I was thinking about it when the girl next to me was doing it in Scientology. I was like, yo, I did that the other day. I did a I was like, that's not of me. Like usually I'll just like I'm not proud of it because I thought I stopped doing that. But like I'll talk aloud, you know, like I'll start speaking aloud, like what is it called, thinking out loud. Like I'll start doing that again, and I think it's a little weird. I feel like I should just like give that up. I thought I did give that up, you know. But I think it started again when I started doing like YouTube, because that's essentially what this is. It is essentially just me thinking out loud, but I have an excuse to do it now because I'm talking to a camera. But you know, in terms of where I feel like I land on the spectrum, I definitely don't snitch, you know. Like I'm not the type to do that, like, because, you know, like for that example, like I didn't plan on snitching like that, because if anything that just makes you a square, you know, and I'm not the type to do that, you know. And I definitely I wasn't like outwardly judging her like the girl next to me. You know, it was just more so like in the back of my mind, I was just like, wow, really? Like she's getting away with that type thing? You know what I mean? Like I would want to believe that I fall like on the very end of the spectrum, but I feel like, you know, if somebody else was to judge me, ironically, it would probably fall in the middle, you know. But yeah, you know, I was thinking about like the spectrum of where we fall on the judging scale, and I don't know, if I do fall somewhere in the middle, I'd want to, you know, definitely, you know, lower that, because again, judging is not a good thing. The only judge is God, you know. So I don't know, I was just thinking about that. I got class in about 10 minutes, so yeah. Other than that, I guess I should get started. I don't know, but yeah. Dang, I'm really thinking about my cat right now. I'm so mad at my sister right now. You don't even know. I'm really mad at her because she has her cats and she don't have to deal with anything about them. But I gotta, you know, I gave Pepper up. That's so sad. But yeah, other than that, I gotta go. So, peace.